Show me the heroes that the youth of your country look up to, and I'll tell you the future of your country. Great people stand out from others by their visions. Mr. Harold Carver transformed his vision into reality by sowing the seeds of St. Stephen's way back in the year 1982. Since its inception in 1982, St. Stephen's School has become a name of reckoning in the Tri-City.
In 1979, when Carver sir's father was ill at that time, he called him in to discuss what he considered was important. During the course of this conversation, Carver sir understood his father's dream of opening a school. Taken aback by the sudden expression of his father's dream, Carver sir simply told him that he was confident of being a good teacher but had his own doubts over his capabilities of being an administrator. It was during this time his father said, "You don't know, but I know. I have nurtured you as a son, so I know your potential and your capabilities as a son." These words of inspiration grew to be a guiding factor all his life. Soon after, sadly, his father passed away. It was then his mother who urged him to define his father's dream into a reality. And by the time mother returned from England, bookings for St. Stephen's School had begun.
Our school is named after a great saint, Saint Stephen. His statue glorifies the school premises, making the school a temple in the truest sense of its meaning.
Semper Sursum, always aim higher. In St. Stephen's, we try to imbibe in our students our school motto, Semper Sursum. The experiences of all the trials and tribulations in establishing St. Stephen's School with a difference has been achieved with grit and determination of our founder director, Mr. Harold Carver.
As an outsider, out of my comfort zone, I entered an unknown territory with tears rolling down my cheeks as I sauntered into St. Stephen's School in house number 28, Sector 8, with cold feet as a baby in nursery. From the very building of 744 in Sector 11, I have seen my own institution grow as I moved from initial grades to senior ones. Call it karma or luck, destiny brought me back to the same place. Since then, we have been together, matching step to step.
We at St. Stephen's started with 4 houses, namely Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, and Neptune, with the aim of inculcating values such as honesty, trust, respect, and wisdom. These values are building the confidence of our students till date. Healthy competition is the hallmark of the house shows.
You know, we've had the privilege. I was the first batch of Stephens, so I've had the privilege, along with, of course, a lot of my batchmates, to have shared the vision, to have, lived the dream that sir had at that point of time. In fact, we even saw the first check that was paid for the land on which the school today stands.
It was initially started in 3 bungalows in Sector 8 and later arrangements were made in Sector 9 and 11. In April 1991, classes 4 to 10 were shifted in Sector 45B and we were in temporary constructed rooms.
12th April 1982 is an unforgettable day in my life. That was the day I stepped into St. Stephen's with the motto of Semper Sursum, which encouraged not only me but all my students also to go higher and higher in life. This was the day when I walked in and mingled around with the small children and tried to teach them something in life.
Hi, I'm Yasmin from 2003 batch. During the 10 years that I spent at St. Stephen's, my favorite part of the day would be assemblies. Because assembly was about mainly three things for me: unity, discipline and positivity. Unity because that was one time of the day when the entire school would be standing together. Discipline because we learned how to stand in straight lines without uttering a word for good 20-25 minutes. And positivity because the day would start with devotional songs by the Indian or Western choir, and mainly because of Kavar sir. The moment he would come on that podium during the assembly, he would just take over everybody, and the aura that was created when he would narrate stories, or on some instances he even sang during assembly, and we would get goosebumps. So assemblies were the best part of school.
We have a well-equipped first aid facility in case a student suffers a minor injury at school. It is provided by a qualified doctor who is humane and can empathize with the children's pain and suffering and is available at all times. The building merges with surrounding, giving a friendly appearance. A temple of learning needs a beautiful and mesmerizing entrance. On entering St. Stephen's School, one witnesses the most beautiful and amazing Japanese garden.
The replica of the grotto of Our Lady of Lords, France, sits in St. Stephen's School, Chandigarh, adding to the sanctity of this temple of learning. The school houses a chapel named after Kavar sir's mother, Molly Kavar.
Joined St. Stephen's from a small place in Sector 8 as trained librarian in 1985. As number of books were very less, I moved with the books on cycle rickshaw from one place to another to deliver books to the students in their classrooms. Simultaneously, there was a great challenge to set up a library from scratch. The most interesting part was that Mr. Kavar, then principal, being a good reader, had special fascination for quality books. As school progressed, library budget was sanctioned and we could build a treasure of quality books. We had a long struggle to build a sound, technically equipped and fully air-conditioned library. This library was conferred with the Best Library Award in Tri-City for 3 consecutive years.
The school has well-equipped laboratories. In physics laboratory, the students learn to practice the activities of scientists, asking questions, performing procedures, collecting and analyzing data, answering questions, and thinking of new questions to explore. During hands-on chemistry activities, students directly and safely investigate chemical properties and reactions utilizing laboratory apparatus and instruments. These activities are essential for learning chemistry and improving science literacy. The role of laboratory and field learning becomes a key component in understanding biology. Laboratory and field activities and inquiry provide students with an opportunity to question, observe, sample, experience, and experiment with scientific phenomena in their quest for knowledge of living beings. Home science is a very important subject in gaining knowledge to meet the challenges of day-to-day life, and that too with confidence. In home science laboratory, students are turned into confident and self-reliant cooks. Learning recipes and table manners make the students grow to be a healthy support to their families. A music room helps in developing love for music in children. It increases their understanding of music and helps them to identify their area of interest and in turn shapes their abilities and character. St. Stephen's School has well-equipped Hindustani and Western music rooms. These music rooms bring out in students their true potential in the field of music. Hymns sung in the school assemblies make every day of St. Stephen's a heavenly experience.
Art is coming face to face with life. Art helps children with the development of motor skills, language skills, social skills, decision making, risk taking, and inventiveness. In the art room of St. Stephen's, one shall see on display the beautiful and enchanting drawings and paintings made by our dear children. A beautiful auditorium within the school premises enhances the beauty of the school manifold. It has a beautifully lit auditorium which can house more than 700 people.
There are 5 most important dates in the calendar of St. Stephen's. The first and foremost is 12th April. This day is celebrated by all Stephanians as the Foundation Day. The next most important day is 1st August. It was on this day that the destiny of St. Stephen's School took root with the birth of Molly Carver ma'am, fondly remembered by all as Mother Carver. It was her dream, her vision, which came into being, which became the reality, the foundation of St. Stephen's School. 8th August is another important day for all Stephanians. It is the birthday of our school's founder director, Mr. Harold Carver. Then comes 1st October, a day for Thanksgiving and reconciliation, a day which enables each of us to be thankful and count our blessings. The last most important day is 26th December. This day is celebrated as St. Stephen's Feast Day. Carver sir was inspired by the self-sacrificing St. Stephen, and he decided to name his newly founded school after the great saint.
My name is Aditya Akre and I'm the president of TOS, the Old Stephanian Society. I want to congratulate the entire Stephanian family for completing 40 glorious years of academic excellence. Many old students will agree that their best days of life were the ones spent at St. Stephen's. On behalf of TOS, I want to reassure you that we are here to engage with all old students who have been a part of this iconic institution. Thank you and happy 40 years.
तो 90 में हमने यहाँ पे सर ने प्लॉट लिया था, जिस समय यहाँ पे एक झुकियाँ ही काफ़ी सारे पड़े हुए थे, तो उसको सफाई करके उसके बाद जो है ना कि हमारे कच्चे तौर से क्लासरूम तैयार हुए थे पीछे, तो जब से लेकर अभी तक जो है ना काफ़ी इम्प्रूव होते चले गया। जिस समय कावर सर जो है सुबह 6 बजे पहुँचते थे यहाँ पे, आने का तो टाइम था लेकिन जाने का कोई टाइम नहीं था उनके पास। आज जो है ना इस महान में पहुँच गया है बिल्डिंग, तो यही कहते हुए मैं अभी सबको नमस्कार दूँगा।
हम तो इसके लिए अच्छा लग रही कि हमारे सामने जितने भी पढ़ के गया है, हमारे मैडम वगैरह हो गए, प्रिंसिपल वगैरह है, स्कूल मेंबर में जुड़े हैं, ऐसे ऐसे टीचर हैं 35-36 साल से स्कूल में सेवा कर रहे हैं। ऐसे ऐसे टीचर हमने चंडीगढ़ में कोई भी स्कूल में देखा नहीं। एक बात ये भी है कि दूसरी, हमारे स्कूल में पढ़ के जाने वाला स्टूडेंट जो है, जहाँ मर्जी भी चले जाओ बाहर देश में, जितने साल 10 साल 15 साल बैठ के आए हो, कहते धनराज भाई आप वहीं हो, हम तो यहीं हो सर। बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है आपको मिलकर, बोल रहे बड़े बड़े अफसर बन के आया, कोई वकील बन के आया, कोई एयरपोर्ट में पायलट चला के आया है, कोई बड़े बड़े डीसी बन गया है। इस कारण से हमें बहुत खुश लगता है। कोई भी स्टूडेंट हमको नहीं भूलता या हमारे सामने पढ़ के किया है।
We encourage our students to choose from wide variety of activities and help them learn ways of healthy competition. The activities of singing, dancing, public speaking, drama, debate, quiz, etc. help students to learn and refine life skills, communication skills, teamwork and leadership skills. Over these 40 years, St. Stephen's has seen many students continue their careers in such creative fields and seen others using the skills they have gained in their way of life. Kava sir himself, as an administrator and leader, has narrated over the years how academics and activities go hand in hand in building a healthier lifestyle.
The captains and the vice captains of the school take up the responsibility to maintain the discipline of the school.
I'm the privileged one, being present on the very first day, 14th April 1982, when it all started. As your first school captain, we started the first football team, the karate dojo, the first dramatic team, and I was fortunate enough to captain all of these as well. So what you see today is a cumulative effect of all that put together by our old students, by our teachers, and led by one man, the captain of our ship, Mr. Harold Kava sir, better known to us as Happy Sir, who taught us always to be happy in life, live your life with dignity, uphold the values that your teachers and your school taught you, and I try and follow that even till today.
We in St. Stephen's focus on holistic development, and sports play a vital role. The students start taking part and practicing sports right from class 1. The feeling of sportsmanship starts very early, which leads to the positive outlook along with healthy physique and active brain functioning. All this helps them to be the all-rounders and leaders. We have many Stephanians who outshine others in sports like basketball, volleyball, carom and yoga. We are proud to have football and cricket academies where students learn and achieve many distinctions that showcase the approach and guidance of a founder, director, Kava sir. We have many alumni like Abhinav Bindra, Gurpreet Singh Sandhu, Sandesh Chingan, who have won the Arjuna Award.
The computer lab that we have now was inaugurated in 1999. The traditional way of teaching computers was changed suddenly in March 2020 when the lockdowns were imposed. The students and teachers had to adapt to new ways of learning and teaching. The teachers had to make PowerPoint presentations. We have come a long way from where we were to where we are now.
If I were to speak about the values that we practice and try to teach our children in St. Stephen's, I cannot but start with Semper Sursum. We have to look at our children becoming the best version of themselves. No half measures can be accepted. If a child wants to do something, the child will do something and take it up with a full heart, with their mind focused on it completely. We also like to focus on children respecting each other and respecting the environment. So for example, if we were to look at just the practice of punctuality, if you are on time, means you respect the others who are together. If you are late, you're disrespecting them. To be able to help our children to understand punctuality, we've got something unique going on in St. Stephen's. There is no school bell. Children learn to follow the timetable without something extrinsic. It is something that they are trained within to follow their watch and do what they are supposed to do in a time-bound manner. With the values that we have in St. Stephen's, we believe our children will go from strength to strength.